Trials riding is a form of motorcycle competition where the goal is to ride over a series of obstacles, maintaining throttle control and balance without putting your foot down. The number of times your foot touches the ground is counted, and at the end of the day, the person who's done that the least wins. The lowest score wins, kind of like golf in that respect. By the late 60s, the Spanish marques, Asa, Bultaco, Montesa, ruled the trials roost, and Japan saw an opportunity for a new form of off-road competition, a whole new market for them. So they began to support certain world-class riders, most notably Rob Shepherd in the UK and Marlon Whaley in the US. But they didn't sell a bike to the general public until 1974, when this bike was introduced, the Honda TL125. Now it's a trials bike designed from the ground up using the SL125 engine, which already existed. The engine was detuned a bit to provide more low-down torque and a heavier flywheel added so that it could keep moving at low speeds, which this bike does very well. Now the TL125 never became a competitive world level bike, but it was very popular in clubs and for local trials because it's very reliable and so easy to ride. I'll point out some of the features. Like all trials bike, it's got a 21-inch front wheel, a 18-inch rear wheel using trials type tires. I'm sure you're all familiar with that tread pattern. These are Michelin's on here. They're quite old, even though they're brand new. They've been sitting on the bike for a long time. It's got quite a complex exhaust system. There's a muffler there, the triangular part, and then a spark arrestor. Trials is ridden in areas where there's people around and they need to be quiet and not noisy like a motocross type bike. You can see there's plenty of ground clearance on this bike. It's 12 inches, and that's to go over obstacles. There's a skid plate. This isn't a very good skid plate really, but it's built into the frame so that you can get up and over obstacles well. The steering lock is very tight. You can see how it can go, almost 90 degrees from the headstock, so you can make tight turns. The foot pegs are low and to the rear. The handlebars are kind of straight across. This one doesn't have a cross brace, but you can see how it's straight across. The clutch is light so that you can use it with just one finger, the same as the front brake. And the brake pedal is positioned just right in front of the foot peg, but out of the way so you don't accidentally hit it. Same as the shifter. The shifter is pretty far forward, but you don't want to accidentally hit it while you're in a section. So in fact, most people shift with their heel when they're riding one of these bikes. The first 4 gears are very low. I mean, first gear is so low you only use it in trials. On the road it's useless. And then there's a big jump from 4th to 5th. If you're shifting just normally and you shift up into 5th, it's almost like the engine starts to bog because it's so much higher. One of the reasons this bike never became competitive in world-class events or in bigger events is that it's only 9 horsepower. So while it's fine for anything you might run into at a local trial, it's a lot more difficult to get up a big hill when you've just got 9 horsepower to work with if anything goes wrong. But you can see that it's very slim. You can see that it's got a seat. Trials bikes these days don't. So it's a good trail bike as well as a trials bike. It's a fun bike to ride all day and go anywhere. I guess the only thing it can't really do is motocrossy type things because that suspension is soft and compliant. Anyway, that's just a quick overview of the Honda TL125. Happy to have the bike. It's a lot of fun to ride. Just thought I'd share. See you next time.